Hey guys, Fusebox back on Raid Shadow Legends, and I'm here to talk to you about the heroes that I don't have, and the heroes that the majority of us don't have. You'll have some of these. Hopefully, I have very few of them, but it doesn't matter. Here's what the thing is: not reaching down into the bargain bin and pulling out those kind of wannabe champions sometimes is a huge mistake. Basically, what I'm saying is, if you're waiting on a champion, don't hold your breath. Hopefully you get them, but do not hold your breath if you already have the tools in your kit. So we're going to talk about tons of substitutions, and we're going to jump straight into it and show them in action. So you want those Trundle nukes? Well, you should, right? It absolutely is amazing to have this much raw power on your team. I didn't have one to show, but one of the best places she's used for, in my opinion, I like to bring her out when I'm up against those Necrets, right? They're going to put up that instant block debuffs. Raw damage starts to actually benefit more than trying to bring, like, my bomb champions, things like that. There are 100 ways to deal with everything, believe me. But you can't remove some of his abilities like the ally protection, and raw power with a double hit can sometimes power through those things, including a small shield, like a good shield set or a bolster set that you can't remove any other way. Raw damage sometimes is the answer. So what is it that's so special about Trundle? Well, it's pretty simple. She comes in, she nukes. She nukes twice. She nukes hard twice. So we're going to go ahead. She does have an affinity that can mess you up, but she just tears people apart. Well, let's talk about, and I want to show you something when we talk about a possible substitution here. There are plenty of epic substitutions, even rares if you've got the gear, but they can knock it out of the park. Well, today is my first day to, I finally maxed my Magnar. He's in crap gear because I want to show this without stealing gear off anybody, and then I'll roll up and change this up. He's actually in a crit rate build, right? Ridiculous. Anyways, doesn't matter. Look at his crap build. We're looking at 80,000 HP with, we've got the 100. I have no masteries, so all this gear is going to change when I get my masteries, but 100% crit rate so that we can at least test him at literally only 190% crit damage. This is a crap build without Helm Smasher procs, without anything. We have no masteries or anything. No problem. He's good enough, close enough to the real thing. When it comes to Trundle, he can do the job. So we're going to go in there in a much weaker build, try to burn somebody down, and show you that there are options out there. Okay, I don't have time to surf through teams. He's the weak affinity against Kymar. Hopefully Kymar is weak, but we're going to actually take him up against a Krisk, right? We're going to take him up against a Duchess. People with actual, I can't put it on auto because it's not a preset team, and you know how Madame Ceres is. Do not mess with her without presetting her. Madame Ceres doesn't listen. But anyway, same thing. We're going to try to nuke them down. Getting this Duchess could be rough. Could be rough. And again, a Krisk. So here we go in a crap build, under 200% crit rate, 80,000 HP, no masteries, nothing. And look at him go. The big double hit, believe me, there is much more damage potential there. And this is just because of a weak hit. Nothing we can do about that, but we're going to go ahead and pick him off. And another victory. Absolutely amazing. And don't think that he's the only other option. Anybody, if you go to hellhades.com, if you're looking for a nuker and they have a strong to godlike attack, they can be your nuker. I still to this day use Pitiless One to one-shot teams because I built them out actually pretty strong recently, and I love having fun with these champions that nobody wants to use. Anyways, if you're looking for a nuker, you don't have to wait on the best. If you don't have Magnar, look through your champions. Who do you have? Make them your nuker. If you don't need the stun on Astralon and you got him for free, build him for damage. He can nuke. All these champions have so much potential. I mean, you can just tear people up. If they have a stronger, higher attack on hellhades.com, you can make them your nuker with good gear. So don't sit around waiting for that one special champion. There are always budget options. The closest thing to a real Trundle, I would say, would be Magnar. He's absolutely gross. Lysandra. So freaking good. In and out of arena. This is just where we're going to showcase these people. She's amazing. You can go from Arbiter to her. She doesn't only boost you again, but she tears the other turn meter down on the enemy team, and you got to have accuracy for that. But she sets you up for the win. So clean. She's so amazing. Like, she can be your lead. You don't need your Arbiter. Or in 3v3, you got Arbiter on one team, you need her on another. absolutely brilliant. But what do you do if you just don't have her? There's no reason to not want her. She actually does a lot. She increases your speed along with all the turn meter boosts. She takes turn meter all the way down to 0 if you can get enough accuracy on her. But there are plenty of options that really, really work. And one that really stands out that a lot of people do have is Deacon Armstrong. Where's old Deacon? Let me set him up, because he has the ability to do what she does. Boost your turn meter, decrease turn meter, but he also brings a decreased defense with that extra turn he has. It's brilliant. So let's jump into it. Again, he has a speed aura. It's useful everywhere, not just arena. The decreased defense on top of boosting, taking down turn meter. Now, mine's not built for arena. He may miss a lot on dropping their turn meter and a bunch of things, but he still fits right into the exact same team and does the exact same job, or could be your speed lead and then do the speed boost just like Lysandra on a separate team completely. So I don't want this on auto because I do not have it set up. He's actually out of sync. Like I said, he's not built here, but there, we just made sure to control turn meter on both sides. And this time we're bringing a decreased defense, which we did not have last time, making our nuke do that much more damage, except for the weak affinity I see out there. And then we got it made, right? Everything's solid, ready to go. Can we speed up into anybody? I actually don't think so. So we're just going to let this play through. Full rebirth. No problem. We're going after him. We're going after him hard. All right, so as you can see, Deacon was not set up to be in the right order. It messed things up just a hair, but in the end, still a win, and he played a big part of it. Absolutely brilliant. In some cases, better than Lysandra. And there are plenty of speed boosters, right down to that freebie Diabolist that you get every day running 12-3 100 million times like me, because I'm always leveling heroes. Anybody that can boost speed. Don't forget, Doom Screech is actually amazing. He increases defense and it boosts your turn meter. And I think it's one of the highest in the game, like a 30% boost. And he's a rare, right? He's a void rare. He could actually be amazing on a team, especially with a defensive nuker if you've got somebody like Solus on your team. So pay attention. You don't always have to have that one hero that you dream of. Maybe you're trying to emulate that team that you keep seeing that Lady Kimmy in. Well, increasing that accuracy is something you can do with somebody else who tears down turn meter. With Ruel Huntmaster can increase accuracy and then come back around and nuke really fast. Or you could bring heroes like Beast Feeder Claude. He actually can do very similar to Lady Kimmy. There are a lot of heroes that actually can increase your accuracy. Yoshi is amazing. He actually brings some control with it if you give him enough accuracy. But you can set your team up to increase the accuracy, land your bombs, your debuffs, your stuns, your provokes, whatever it is that your team's trying to do. Right there, you increase accuracy. And uniquely, we get an extra nuke very quickly back from him, which makes him very special compared to others. And when the bombs finally go off, they're dead. We don't have to worry about anything going wrong here. She's dead no matter what. So if you're looking for somebody like Lady Kimmy to shore up that team, you see somebody else using them, think about what she's missing. If it's the increased accuracy you need the most, there are a lot of heroes that could do it. And then heroes like Beast Feeder Claude, I believe that's his name, that actually can match very closely what she does. You don't have to have the champion I don't have a Lady Kimmy either, so I have to make do with what I have. But some of these other heroes bring unique and special kits in their own way, like Ruel Huntmaster. Wouldn't it be nice to have a Warlord? Shut these abilities down so that they can't boost, revive, strip, freeze, hit. No problem. You don't have a Warlord, just bring Basher. On an AoE skill, he's the only budget option aside from Yumiko and Warlord himself that can get you in here. And as long as he gets this turn right here, he's going to lock out all their abilities. And now all I can do is A1. So even their inability to revive or boost turn meter gives you the chance to set your team up, finally get that big hit. You can do this a million different ways, but as long as he can get in there one way or another and get his job done, work your way around to your nuker, finish the job, and it's game over. Absolutely brilliant. We're going to have to A1. We're going to have to A1 this Siffy. A brilliant way on a budget, right? Reaching into that bargain bin and pulling out a hero. This is the reason I'm doing this video. I had him built at 60 and didn't gear him, put his masteries on for probably 3 months, maybe 4. I knew he was good and could do it. And I kept thinking, I'm going to get that Warlord. Sometimes you won't. And while we're talking about locking out skills, don't forget, there are heroes. Let me get to them. We've got Elegaeus. I mean, if you play long enough, he was a freebie too. And he can actually put the entire skill set on cooldown for a single target. And if there are any duplicates, he'll do that too. He actually did a lot of work in Doom Tower for me because there's usually 2 or 3 Rotos and Sippy, and he could shut them down. He also pulls down turn meter, but this isn't about him. This is about this one ability. If there's one hero you really want to shut down, say Siffy, so that she doesn't buff up and doesn't revive, so then you can kill the other reviver and the nuker and come after Siffy later, he can do the job. And heroes that you don't think about, like Sinesha. Most people know Sinesha has great healing ability. She's got an AoE that could be used for either damage, or you could build her for like a stun set for control. But on Vaporize, this amazing heal ability actually attacks one enemy and puts their entire skill set on cooldown. You can use Sinesha with high accuracy to do the same job. Then it will heal the ally with the lowest HP by 25%, and then all the other wonderful things that she does. A lot of kits that people overlook this lockout skills, her ability to do that. The beautiful thing about putting skills on cooldown is you can't put up a block debuffs or wear an immunity set. You cannot stop it unless you have more resist than accuracy. So remember, if you're using any of these heroes for that purpose, their accuracy needs to be as high as your gear setting in arena. Whatever you're up against, you need to match that in accuracy. But there are so many options out there. Most of them single target. That's what makes Basher special, kind of like Warlord and Yumiko. But these other options are out there, and they're very solid for shutting a hero down for most of the fight. Don't you want Duchess? Don't I want Duchess? I'm never going to get Duchess. Clearly, I'm never going to get her, but one of the best heroes in the game. Now, her passive can't be touched, right? It's very unique to her. But we do have heroes like Rector Drath. We get the perfect veil on the entire team, just like Duchess, which is super amazing. It protects your team. It can set up people like Candrafon. She has heals that constantly happen every turn while people are under a veil. Her is never ending. In Doom Tower, she even brings more resist. You just build her out like a too good to fail, just like Duchess, right? You want high HP, you want decent defense. I still got to roll up defense percentage gloves and stuff like that on her, but right at 600 accurate resistance so that no one can stop her from doing her job. And she has the revive. It's not a full team revive, but it's a solid revive that boosts turn meter, heals them, puts a veil on them, protects them. So you can bring her in if you don't have a Duchess. And I'm telling you, she works out. We'll just throw her in here as one of these massive support champions. She's out, I believe, in a small stone skin and a protection set so that veil can't be removed. And we don't have much of a threat of it being removed here. So all we got to do is survive. If we survive and Candrafon gets his turn enough times, we're going to win the fight. So we've already took out probably their biggest threat. We just need to go on and kill their actual reviver real quick. But no matter how long this drags out, we've got a revive in our pocket because of our baby Duchess, right? It's her sister-in-law, her older sister-in-law. Rector Drath is amazing. There's the perfect veil to set him up for his next ability to do more damage. We're going to heal every turn we get on everybody. She's going to revive anybody that dies. And no one can stop her. No one on the team will be able to stop her with debuffs. So we've got everything that we need to keep our team going and finally finish this out. So unfortunately, we had to kill him twice, but now we're going to finish this out and move on. Absolutely great for a tank and spank team that you just want to have that pocket revive, the protection of heals plus continuous veils. Absolutely amazing hero. If you don't have Duchess, instead of wishing you had her, look at who you have. What is Ursala, I believe is her name? Let me look. I don't know if I have her. She's a banner lord. Yeah, Ursala, somebody I really need to build out. Just right here, revives everybody, almost full health, fills their turn meter by 50%, puts increased defense and strengthen on the entire team. Seriously, this one move alone is so ridiculous. So if you're needing a support champion with that pocket revive, heroes like this, if they're sitting in your vault and you haven't built them out, but you keep seeing teams with Duchess and that drive you crazy, look, I'm not saying these heroes are Duchess, but they can get the job done. So definitely don't sit on them. Build them out, and build them out the way you would build your Duchess. Give them a lot of survivability. Put them in a shield or a protection set if they give you buffs, maybe a stone skin, maybe a bolster set, lots of HP, decent defense. good speed, and then pump their resistance up. But these heroes are what I call too good to fail. They're there to not ever get controlled and to be able to help your team, support your team through the fight. The reason I wanted to make this is because I'm telling you, I've done it myself. I just realized that I do it to myself too. All these shiny heroes, but I still do not have all the ones that I want. Not for arena, for certain places. But when you look through, you have all these options, even in the rare section, but especially in the epic section, that can do the things that the heroes that you want can do. I mean, there's no reason to sit on them when they can do the job as well as the other one. It might not be the one thing you can't replace are the amazing passives or very unique skill sets, which is totally understandable. Duchess is amazing because nobody mitigates damage passively the way she does, not nearly as good. And the reason Ultimate Death Knight himself is so amazing is because he has a passive that nobody else can pull off, right? He's going to soak up those single target damages. But that's what makes these heroes super special and keeps you still wanting them even when you build your budget option. But if you're going to wait 1, 2, 3 years to finally get lucky and pull that hero, you could be playing right now. So definitely dig through that bargain bin, right? You don't have to have the real thing to start competing with the real thing. And one day, hopefully, at least if I could wish it upon you, you're going to get those champions. I truly, truly wish you all luck. There are a lot of shard pulls pretty much all the time these days. Whenever you choose to pull, I hope you get what you want, but don't panic if you don't. Look through who you did get. You might have overlooked a few things. Until next time, enjoy the grind.